Why, hello guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX, or, let's just call it a walkthrough from this point on. This is part 52. I know, it's been a while since I've made a Final Fantasy video, but I'm back, and I'm bringing it to you, and I'm excited for it. You guys should be excited for it. This is a great part of the game. So, last time, we got here to Pinnacle Rock as Garnet, Zidane, and Vivi. And now we are trying to get the pieces of a story so that we can get our first summoning magic back for Dagger. So, let's just start off by talking to this Mughal here, because as you guys know, his name is Monty, and if you remember from the days of the Ice Cavern, I still have a letter to give to Monty. Thanks for delivering this letter from Mosh, Cubo! You're welcome! Monty! Were you able to escape Evil Forest, Cubo? I think this continent is headed for some serious disaster. It might be too late by the time we realize it. Escaping the petrified Evil Forest was quite a task, Cubo. I escaped by following some suspicious-looking people. Was that us? A letter from Cubo! Thanks for delivery, Cubo. I think Queen Bran is up to something, but I suspect Princess Garnet even more, Cubo. She might leave home soon, with a prince on a white horse. Maybe it's just my imagination. Well, that was pretty dark, Cubo. Come to think of it. Yes! So the last time we saw Monty was back in the Ice Cavern. Evil Forest, actually, was the last time we saw Monty. So that's pretty cool. And last time we went down there, but if you come right here... Once upon a time, 33 small countries fought together against an empire. One day, a rebel troop visited a man named Joseph, who lived with his daughter. Owing a debt to the troop, he gladly accepted their plea for help. They headed for a cavern in the snowfield. That's beginning. You have 3 to go. Alright. That isn't where I wanted to go yet. Totally not where I wanted to go. Alright, so run back down. Don't follow me, what I just did there. Don't do that. You want to go this way. Just a reminder, he's not going to be here this time, but in the last video, he was standing right over this cliff. Just wanted to make sure that if you're starting from this video, you know where Ramu is. But if you go down here, there's actually a treasure chest with a mithril vest. And then, Ramu is right in this corner. Uh-oh. This would be a good time to introduce some of the enemies you will find here. If you remember from the Festival of the Hunt, there are Zagnals. So, you can fight Zagnals in this part of the game, which is pretty cool, because you haven't fought one in a really long time. But, just kill it like you normally would, and then move. Alright, so all 3 of them leveled up. That was cool. That's good. Level 16 for Zidane and Vivi, and of course level 13 for Dagger. She's always a little bit behind. She hasn't really seen as much combat, but from this point forward, she does see a lot more combat in the actual game. Alright, and then Ramu is right here. Historian's explanation. The fact that they didn't report Joseph's death to his daughter was indicative of their guilt for failing to protect him. In the end, heroes are also human. That's human. You have 2 to go. That's right. We have 2 to go. Sorry about that break in footage, guys. I realized that I forgot to do something. I just wanted to train up a little bit and go through things, and also kind of scout out the area and stuff before I actually really got into it. So I'm sorry that there was a break there. I also trained up a little bit, so let me, since it's been a while since we've looked at any menus or anything, let's look at some menus for the first, 20 minutes of the video. Now, okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to show, and this goes through the entire game, that you should, and I've said this before, that you should constantly be changing your equipment to get the most out of your abilities. Like right now, Zidane is getting nothing for abilities except for Soul Blade from the Ogre, which is cool because he's gonna learn that, but, he's already learned everything. That's his best Soul Blade, you know, Ogre's the best thing he has right now anyways, so it's not really going to matter. We already learned everything. So, except for, he can learn Jelly. It'll lower his defense, but whatever. And he can also learn Stone Killer, and he can learn Locomotion and Mug. Now, I'm actually going to put Survivor... Actually, I take that back. I'm actually going to learn Jelly first. I believe... You know what? No, I'm not. We're going to go with Survival Vest. The Survival Vest is great because it can do different things, but what we really want here is the Mug. Mug is great. We don't really care about Spirit. Defense, it goes up, but... Yeah. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. We're going Jelly. So we're going to go with the Bronze Vest. It decrease... What I wanted is... I wanted to decrease... so that, well, one, it's a little bit harder, and two, so it's a bigger increase with when we do go to Survival Vest. So, no big deal. And then, Coral Ring for Insomniac and Man-Eater. Man-Eater is an ability, I've gone over this before, it'll do more damage to humans, or humanoid people, basically. So, Man-Eater. So we'll go with Coral Ring, which also absorbs Thunder Elemental Attack, which is good because that'll also deal with the Zagnals that are rampant in this area, although you're not going to get in many battles. So for Vivi, I had Ice Staff equipped, and I ended up going Flame Staff just so that he can learn Sleep. Sleep is an ability that he's not going to use very often, but it's nice to have it just in case. Once we're done with Flame Staff, just to let you know, we're going to go with Oak Staff. You have a while to equip the Oak Staff. We got it really early because we were able to steal it, but the Oak Staff is certainly something you want to equip because that bio spell is going to come in handy later. Trust me, it's a great ability to have. But let's learn Sleep first because we don't need bio right away. He can't learn anything with hats, no big deal, or wrist, no big deal. He's still learning Auto Potion with the Mithril Vest, and I just equipped him with that actually, but he'll learn that soon enough. Before that, I believe he had, what was it? I think it was Cotton Robe. He had Cotton Robe just for the magic increase, but that's fine. And then when he's done with that, we're going to go Survival Vest, just so learn the abilities. And nothing from these. No big. Now, originally, Dagger had the Maltina Racket equipped. It was it's one of the best things that she can have equipped right now. Or no, she had the Stardust Rod, which is one of the best things she can have equipped. And we wanted ability up. We wanted to get her to have ability up right away. It's a very important... That and level up are incredibly important skills in this game. But I actually moved her to Air Racket because I want her to learn Scan. It's not a big deal because of the internet. You know, you have things that you can go to and look at. So, it scans whatever, it just tells you what the name of the enemy is, how much health and stuff like that. But it's still an ability I want to have, and since Air Racket is kind of like a crappy thing, when we move up to Mithril Rod, we can get Life and Silence. Those are two great abilities. And then we'll move on to whatever her next thing is, since she already learned everything. So, nothing from hats, nothing from wrist. And I also equipped her with a Silk Robe. Before that, she had Cotton Robe to learn Chemist. But she could learn Auto Potion. I don't really care, though. I would much rather her learn Loudmouth so that she can't be silenced. And she's still learning Auto Reflect, so no big deal there. For abilities, let's just go through this real quick. There is a bird-type enemy in this area. I'm going by areas here. So Bird Killer will take care of the Seeker Bats that are found in this area. Bug Killer will take care of the Sand Scorpions that are found in this area. And Beast Killer will take care of the Zagnals that will be found. Steel Gill, same thing, add status, protect girls, Flea Gill. Same stuff. Bandit, of course. I recommend always having Bandit on Zidane. Always. And for Vivi, ability up is really all you need to worry about. I'm not going to give him an Auto Potion just because it's a waste of potions at this point. And I'm not doing Auto Reflect yet, just because the strategy of why Auto Reflect is needed isn't here yet. So ability up is the only one that she absolutely needs, and let's also give her Loudmouth and not Jelly. And that's it for that. Now, before the break, I said go that way, like towards, you know, out there. No. Instead, go up and across here. You'll see why in a second. I suppose it doesn't really matter. I mean, it doesn't. This entire area connects, so it's not a huge big deal. But you want to go this way, around here, and then, well, yeah, we'll just scratch this out. Alright, so they were able to learn Soul Blade, and Vivi was able to learn, I forgot what it was because I only saw it real quick, but 3 AP, by the way, I just wanted to add this. I cut out the fight because it was just against a Zagnal. But 3 AP is great, so if you want to stay in this area and kind of like fight and hopefully get a lot of Zagnals, I would highly recommend it. 3 for one thing is not bad at all. I would certainly recommend learning some abilities in this area, which I am going to continue doing until Dagger learns Scan, just because I want to have her with Mithril Rod so she can start learning Life, because Life is very important so we don't have to keep using Phoenix Downs. Alright. Now, I cut it out, but I was fighting a Zagnal, and I wanted to just point out that the Zagnal will use an ability called Electrocute, which will simply make its power a little bit stronger. So, every time it does Electrocute, it will cast a Thunder spell following that, or relatively soon, and it'll hurt a lot more the more Electrocutes, but you should have no problem with the Zagnals.
There's 2 left of me. Are you going to give up?
No, not yet. Alright, so right here, you're going to want to jump off. You can't climb back up, but you can get a Mithril Armlet. And then it automatically puts you right back down. But that's okay, because Ramu is right here.
On their way home, they fell into a trap set by a traitor. Joseph gave his life to save the troop. The troop left without telling Joseph's daughter, Nellie, about the tragedy. That's silence. You have 1 to go.
So then just run back down here. Grab this chest, which is guarded by Ramu.
With Joseph's help, the troop defeated the Adamantoists in the Snowfield Cavern and acquired the goddess bell they needed to enter the Empire's castle. That's cooperation. The last piece.
And then in this chest is the Ogre, which we already have, and we've had for a very long time because of the wonders of synthesis. And then, back around, with a random battle, of course. So during that last battle, Garnet Dagger actually learned auto-reflect, so she no longer needs the reflect ring. The only reason I'm going to give her something else is because Desert Boots is Scan, so I can equip her so that she can be learning other things right now. So she no longer needs the Air Racket, she can have the Mithril Rod, which I would highly suggest doing because the Desert Boots, the Reflect Ring's great, but she doesn't need it right now. Since she already learned everything, there's no point, and other characters can learn it, because auto-reflect is an absolutely great ability to have. So you'll want to throw that on, we should probably throw it on Vivi. And then just run right down here, and Ramu again.
So you found all 5. Let's hear the story. However, the story comprises 4 parts. One of them doesn't belong. Be sure to choose only 4.
I can tell you one thing. Hero and human are not the beginning of the story. The beginning of the story comes with beginning.
Once upon a time, 33 small countries fought together against an empire. One day, a rebel troop visited a man named Joseph who lived with his daughter. Owing a debt to the troop, he gladly accepted their plea for help. They headed for a cavern in the snowfield.
You chose beginning.
With Joseph's help, the troop defeated the Adamantoists in the snowfield cavern and acquired the goddess bell they needed to enter the Empire's castle, or on their way home they fell into a trap.
Cooperation. And then silence. Now, this is the ending that you can choose.
Historian's explanation. Although Joseph's death was not reported to his daughter, the manner of his death speaks for itself. This is the story of a true hero.
Or,
The fact that they didn't report Joseph's death to his daughter was indicative of their guilt for failing to protect him. In the end, heroes are also human.
I like the human ending. It adds a nice slant. So, Ramu, let's recite the story.
Once upon a time, 33 small countries fought together against an empire. One day, a rebel troop visited a man named Joseph, who lived with his daughter. Owing a debt to the troop, he gladly accepted their plea for help. They headed for a cavern in the snowfield. With Joseph's help, the troop defeated the Adamantois in the snowfield cavern and acquired the goddess bell they needed to enter the empire's castle. On their way home, they fell into a trap set by a traitor. Joseph gave his life to save the troop. The troop left without telling Joseph's daughter, Nellie, about the tragedy. The fact that they didn't report Joseph's death to his daughter was indicative of their guilt for failing to protect him. In the end, heroes are also human. Are you satisfied with your choices? Let me ask you one thing. How come you chose human for the conclusion?
People pass down stories of other people to whom they feel an affinity. The people in the story had flaws, as we all do. That is why they became heroes in the people's mind.
I want to know what you think in your own words.
Me? I am away from my country, but I haven't forgotten about my people.
Your soul is very tense right now. Maybe you'll begin to relax once I become your eidolon.
Thank you.
There are many paths. Remember that you alone choose the path on which to walk.
Yeah, we received a paradise. Maybe now. Hee. Let's go to Lindblum. All right. Hey, old man. You're gone already?
What's wrong?
I wanted to ask him why he made Dagger play such a silly game. Heroic human? Those are just things people say after the fact. Why try to give meaning to what the main character of a story chose? I think the old man would have become her eidolon either way. That's the impression I got. Zidane, Vivi, let's go!
You're exactly right. It's not what the people say afterward. What's important is being true to oneself. She may not have realized it, but when she wished to learn how to use summon magic, the summon power returned to her. Summon magic can be used for good or evil. She is still young, but there is room for growth. So I chose her as my master. I'll be watching over her. I hope you two will also protect her.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And that is it. You are done diggity done with Pinnacle Rock. Look, it's Lindblum Castle. Jump off now. Let's go. Just go. If you forgot any chests, be sure to jump off later because you cannot. Yeah. Zidane? I want to use summon magic to protect everyone. I know you can do it, Dagger. Zidane. Look. What? Is that the red rose? Oh no. So this is probably not good. Probably not good.
Those lights must be telepods.
They're sending black mages directly inside the castle. And Clara, they use summon magic afterwards.
No. Mother.
Mother! Dagger! Vivi, of course. And that would be Atomos, who sucks everything up, and has been featured in many different games. And now would be a good time to stop this session. But before I end this, I would like to say, one, probably one of my favorite FMVs in the game. Definitely one of my favorite videos in the game, I think. There's another one that tops it, but that one was pretty darn close. Second, I would like to point out that story about Joseph, if anyone has played Final Fantasy II before, that's Joseph. Just so you know. I believe in Final Fantasy II, his name is spelled Joseph, but that is the story of Joseph. So, until we meet again, and next time, we explore the ruins of our favorite city, Lindblum. And remember, never give up, never surrender.